Welcome back to another powerful video. My YouTube family. No, that should have been welcome back to another video, my powerful YouTube family. But either way, you know you're all powerful. Today's video is an interesting video because today I am speaking directly to the Minister of Education here in Jamaica. And this is what they call him, the reaction kind of a video. I don't know if it's a reaction or it's just plain sick and tired. One of my powerful subscribers this morning, in responding to one of the videos I did about the PEP results that came out, and then another one that followed where my little ward, you all know Kayla, I talk about Kayla so much, that purchased all these textbooks and come home with like 90% or so not even used in the book. And then she explained in her comment, that her grandson is just graduating in a class of 46 students to one single teacher. Now you tell me, Minister of Education, you tell me, are your children sitting in classrooms as overcrowded as that? Do you in your right minds think that one teacher can support 46 children when they're in a day when they're teaching all these subjects? They're teaching math, they're teaching reading and language arts, which should include grammar and writing and the rest of it. They're teaching integrated studies, right? Tell me how many of these children you think that teacher can attend to effectively. We sit back and you parents who are just sitting there and accepting these things, it is wrong. I don't expect them to go make the class size smaller, but put support in the classrooms with the teacher. We have high school kids who are getting out of high school, nothing to do but plat sand and stone breeze. Right? Nothing to do. And that's why they get in trouble. That's why they ended up they're scamming and using finances incorrectly, inappropriately. Because when they get the chance to make money in a wrong way, they understand nothing about money literacy. And so they spend it how they want to. They do things that are unethical because they don't understand it. So instead of you just waiting for the hotels to pull in the few they pull in and pay them what they want to pay, why don't you hire some of these high school students? Pay them the minimum wage to be paraprofessionals in classrooms, to support a teacher. Let the teacher deliver the instruction, but have other bodies in these class sizes of 4 to 6, put 2 or 3 high school students in there. They can walk around and help small groups of children. There are children who, when COVID happened, we know what happened. We know what happened. That whole period, no learning. Everybody, this is where technology became a weapon. Instead of being a positive and powerful tool, it becomes a weapon for not just here in Jamaica, but in America as well and other places. Because children were just handed these tablets. They were just given a tablet. Here you go. This is for online schooling. But who was monitoring these devices when school ended? Who was encouraging children to read a book, to write a sentence, to do a couple math problems? Who was there to do that? So the tablet became the babysitter, the little bit of online schooling that they got when teachers had no power because they can deliver the work, but do they know if it's done? No. Is the work graded? How many people are able to send the work to the teacher? How many teachers had printers at home and ink enough to print off the kids' work and grade it? It wasn't happening, guys. Let's be real. It wasn't happening. And so we have these children who fell behind. And even them who are trying to catch up, you throw them in a classroom, 4 to 6 of them with one teacher. How the hell, how under God's heaven you expect any learning to take place? The children will enter that classroom, and those who knew something and had a little foundation will continue to build. But what about those who needed the extra support? How will they be able to break through? Will never happen. And then we have the teacher who is willing to stay after school because he or she knows during the day the kids didn't get what they needed. So they're willing to stay after school to give support. But guess what? Mommy or daddy has to pay some more monies, right? So it's a catch-22. And who suffers? Our children. They are the ones who suffer. So what do we need to do? What can we do better? May I say to you, Minister of Education, that when a teacher enters a classroom, it is their responsibility. And you have all these officers going around, but are they professional? Or do they become the friends of these teachers and principals? So everything is sugar-coated and everything looks like it's working when absolutely nothing is going on. My ward went to school. I am an old woman. I came here and this little child, I was asked to help with her. And they said for 6 months they're going away, they come back, whatever. I said, no, she's going to stay with me. I need her to finish the school year in a stable space. I don't want her to come here and you come back from America and then you take her and put her somewhere else and change schools. Kids cannot thrive like that. So I decided to keep her for the year. At the beginning of the school year, all right, they said they were doing a diagnostic test. Up till now, I don't know what the outcome of the diagnostic was. Because I knew when I got this kid and I started working with her in the summer that this was a non-reader. I was able to give her like a deck of cards and ask her to take 2 and learn to add them. Draw 2 cards, learn to subtract. Take 2 cards, learn to multiply the small units because she didn't know anything. I taught her strategies, call myself the big number and add the smaller number because you have 10 fingers and we have 10 digits from 0 to 9. 10 digits that you work with. So you call yourself the big number and then you can add up to 9 more things to it, right? So I taught her the strategies. I taught her to group things. I taught her how to subtract things. For subtraction, you're calling yourself the smallest and the smaller number, not smallest, but smaller number, and you are counting up until you get to that number that you're subtracting from. So if you're taking 5 from 9, call yourself the 5 and count up to 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? How much you have left? 4. Your digits are 0 to 9, and they're on your 2 hands. So you can work with them. So I taught her what I could. I taught her the reading. I was getting frustrated with the reading because, believe me, you tell her CAT is cat, and you walk in the kitchen and come back and you look at the same word, and you say, what word is that? And she had no clue. You create the whole AT family, cat, rat, mad, fat, sad. It's like it wasn't sticking anywhere. So it was hard. And I knew it. And I understood it. But my determination was, as an educator, a former educator, we're going to have to make progress. So, of course she goes, and I asked him, could you put her back in 1st grade? Let her try to get a foundation. The answer was no, because 1st grade was full, and now where is she? In 2nd grade, where one teacher is teaching 2 grades, 2nd grade and 3rd grade. 2 different curriculums, 1 person teaching it. Support in the classroom, 0. No support in the classroom. So when you have a little kid like my little girl who was struggling as it was already, and she is now thrown into this situation, a teacher, in order for you to make sure your kids are succeeding, you can't just give work and walk away. You can't just give work and go chat to your friends. You can't just give work and sit at your desk. You have to be present with the child or the children. You have to pull small groups, and you have to make sure when kids do work, the work is checked. You are only going to understand if the kid understands the work if the work is checked. So Ministry of Education, when you allow one teacher to teach 2 different curriculums to multiple different levels of children, you're asking for problems. You're not helping our children to succeed. You are encouraging failure. The right thing to have done, and when I mentioned it to them, the principal asked me to take the comment down. Because my question was, my child, she did diagnostic and I have gotten no results. I don't know what level she's at, if she's at infant level or she's at pre-K, kindergarten level, nothing. And so I was concerned, and I said, if we only could hire some high school students to come in. When the teacher set the work for 2nd grade, explains it, model it for them, and release it to them, then that support can then go with the 2nd graders, see where they are, walk around, check this for understanding, and can help to correct the work. In the meantime, the teacher is now over in the 3rd grade group, and she's explaining the work, she's setting up the work, releasing it to the children to do independent work. Then she can come back to her 2nd graders, do what she has to do, summarize what took place, and end it for the day. While that high school student would have been at the 3rd grade group of kids doing the same thing she or he just did with the 2nd grade. So at all times the kids would have been getting that support needed. The work would be checked, and parents would be getting a true outcome of what their children are doing. So my kid can't read, she can't do much in math, so here she is. No information comes home to tell me where she is or what have you. I'm getting homework in a book in the beginning of the school year with 3 pages to be done for homework. Just random pages given to be done for homework. And I said, ain't gonna work. I said, you send me a copy of the curriculum so I can help you help my child. I'm not gonna accept this. I reached out to the teacher. Of course, she was upset with me. We became friends later, but she was upset because it's like I was questioning her abilities, and I was looking for support for my little girl, because I wasn't going to sit back and allow them to let her fall further through the cracks. So when I'm asking and I'm saying, when I see that she was frustrated, she wasn't responding to me, I was a problem for her, I went to the principal. I said, homework is supposed to be an extension of what the kids did in school that day. I don't want to see random pages of work that the kids have not even gone over. The kids have not even counted in groups of 10s or what have you, and you giving them 62 math problems to do what with it? I said, this is not going to work. I don't want it like this. I want you, if you taught them how to add 2 digits today, send me some extra 2 digits, even in the workbook, and let me help my child to do what needs to be done. You cannot just send work and think I'm going to accept it. It's not going to happen. And praise God, I put my foot down, and because of that, that's why Kayla got through. Kayla wasn't getting work checked. Kayla wasn't important. But I made sure she became important because I let them know any little progress she made was going to be celebrated by this girl. And so I pushed and I encouraged and I get excited when my child did well. But how many other parents are able to do that? How many other parents have the time? How many other parents are out there working in the hotels from daybreak until nightfall? So when they get home, they have no time to even look at what the kids have. How many parenting classes have you encouraged and done to encourage parents how to deal with the children and the stresses that comes with working with these children? A parent who is stressed out doesn't want to be bothered with kids. They don't want to be bothered with noise. They don't want any child to, oh, teacher said, them don't want to hear it. But if we're working with them, or if we're doing what we need to do at school, believe me, the stress is less for the parent. Because if the children get the foundation they need, they're going to be independent workers, independent thinkers, and they will become more successful. So Kayla got a lot of awards, but Kayla got it because there was support. Parents, you got to rise up. You got to hold the ministry accountable. Stop accepting garbage. Your children are failing because one teacher cannot cater to 4 to 6 growing children. Children who are going to be disruptive, kids who are going to not want to do work. Their kids are going to be kids. And that is why we have to guide them. We have to love them. They have to know we appreciate them. And then they will perform for us. But if we come in and I don't care, what do you think the kids are going to do? In their little state, they figure, you don't care, I don't care either. They don't understand that they're hurting themselves. But we as professionals, that's what we go to college for. Parents didn't get to go to college and learn about child psychology and the changes the children go through, the stresses they have to deal with. We did that. And so we step in the classroom, it's children first. It's not TikTok, it's not our friends in the next classroom, it's children first and foremost. I didn't even care about paperwork. When the administrator, we need this by what time? I said, you'll get it at the end of my class today. I'm not going to stop teaching to go fill out darn paperwork. How does that teach my kid? So those are steps that we have to take. Teachers, if you're getting into teaching, don't get into it because you never know what else to do. There's nothing else. You can't only become a teacher, a nurse, or a policeman in Jamaica in order to be a professional. No. If you don't feel that your heart is in it, do not get into it because you're going to bring the wrong attitude to people's children. You have to want to be patient. You have to be nurturing. You have to be respectful. You have to be kind. And even when they call you the effing bitch and the big fat this and the big, it's okay. I used to tell my 6th grade students, they're 6th grade, so you know they're powerful. And when they call me the big fat effing bitch, I said, please put educated before that. Because I might be fat and it's okay, I have enough to eat. You don't know why I'm fat. You didn't know that I did surgery on my knee. And because of lack of movement, I gained extra weight. You didn't know that. But I'm going to tell you now that this fat bitch is educated. So you have to find ways to deal with them without being hateful. Every morning they step to my door. Welcome back to another day. It's a brand new day, new beginnings. We're starting fresh. Everything you didn't said yesterday about me or to me, it's done and gone. Today we're here and I'm still present and I'm going to be teaching you. I can't hold the grudges against them. Otherwise you'll never be effective. But you all need to cry out and ask the ministry to hire high school students to come in the classrooms to support you with these heap of children that you know you're not able to reach because it's impossible to be able to check work and to see that kids understand it, and so you can continue to build. A lot of you are just going and the curriculum is there and you're just pushing through the darn curriculum. As long as you put up the objective on the board and you write a couple sentences and the kids spend 2 hours writing it, you feel like your work is done. But no, your work is not done. Because that objective you put up there, the kids need to understand what it means. You can tell a kid about your comparing and contrasting thing, and you just draw a Venn diagram and don't even tell the kids that it's a Venn diagram, and you don't explain to the kid. When my child comes in here and I see the 2 circles in her book, I say, what is this? She's looking at me. So I have to tell her it's a Venn diagram. What a Venn diagram does, it compares things. How is it? What is it? What are about it? About each of them? What do they have in common? So I was able to do that because I'm retired, right? I'm home, I'm bored. So when she comes home, I'm able to say, get your dinner, we're going to have dinner, then bring your book bag. But this is what's going on. A lot of things thrown in children's books, they have no clue. Because teachers are overwhelmed. And they don't care. I'm telling you that now. They don't care. Especially when administrators are vindictive and mean-spirited and is not willing to sometimes. Look, as an administrator, I said, because you're getting the salary, you can dress up and, and puff up and come. The best administrator is a humble administrator. An administrator who walks in the school and I like an administrator who comes in a low pair of shoes, a pair of sneakers. You know why? If a child is falling, your high heels will prevent you from getting to that child. But a principal in a nice, comfortable shoes will be able to walk and give support and play with the kids and encourage the kids, never get burnt out. Them big old high heel shoes with these people are like they're on Broadway somewhere. Ridiculous. Education is gone to the dogs. We have to put fire back into this thing so our children can learn. Otherwise, we're going to have a dumbed-down generation. We're going to have people who are supposed to handle our retirement monies and to be our nurses and our doctors, and we're going to go in there. And just like what's happening here in Jamaica, so many people going in and coming out dead. Like my friend who went in, did an eye surgery, came out dead. We don't know because everybody, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. What happened is incompetence. That's what's happening. A lot of our children today have nothing, and they push them through. The monies are paid and they push them through, and then they come out into the public in these uniforms and there's nothing going on. Some just really give a warning to the ministry. Not a warning, I'm just saying to you, I'm just making a suggestion to the ministry. Hire some high school kids, please, for God's sake. Hire them, pay them the minimum wage. Pay them something so they can pay their bus fare and buy their lunch and help the parents. A lot of them still stay at home, and help the parents to pay back the light bill or so. And after school lets out at 3:30 in the evening, they can hustle to an evening program in a community college, wherever they want to go, and they'll be able to fund their way through. But recruit them, man. Bring them in. Call them paraprofessionals like they do in America. You change your system and make it Americanize it. When I came here back in 1999, after I was abroad for 13, I think I was already 16 years I was gone. And then I came back in 1999. And when I came back, I thought I was ready, but no, I wasn't ready for Jamaica. I wasn't ready. Because coming back here with a bachelor's degree, I had an associate in math, in elementary education and psychology, and I had a bachelor's in behavioral science. When I came back here, everybody went, well, they came to my classroom. Oh, this is what we want. I had my charts up, I had my thing up, I had my radio, I had my centers. Kids had a listening center. They had a center where they could go and writing center. They could go and write something if they're finished with the work. I had it all set up. Had all my little manipulatives. Because when I was shipping, I shipped those things because that was my intention to teach. So I had my carpet for my reading center, and I had, these books were older than the kids, because when they hired me, I said, could I teach 6th grade? And they said, no, you're going to 2nd grade, the babies. But I didn't care. I set up my reading thing, bought a piece of mat, and I set it up, and it was so, oh God, such a good feeling when you saw those little 2nd grade kids lay on the mat, and they would take those books, 6th grade or better books, but they couldn't read them, but they would turn the pages, and they would look at, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the picture in my head right now, and I still feel good. I remember one little girl, she would cross her legs and she'd lay there, and she'd just flipping the pages. So that's what teaching entails. So you will change and put your system as an Americanize your system. Then you need to do some of the things America does to enhance the teaching, which is put paraprofessionals in the classrooms to support the teachers and support the children who are struggling. I have a person who returned to Jamaica, and she decided, she was a nurse, she studied speech pathology and came back and decided to open a school for special ed kids. And what I liked about and respected about her is that even though she had a principal, she had teachers, she would never overload the classrooms. She said not more than 3 children to a teacher, because what she wanted to do was to make sure that the kids were getting the attention they need. The numbers grew gradually. As those kids made progress and they moved to then she took in more kids and more. I don't know how much she's at now, and haven't gone up to the school for, but I like that. So the more attention the kids can get, the more small groups you can create to say, okay guys, look, we are doing division. You haven't understood the concept. So while they are working over there because they understand the concept, we are going to start from scratch. And you start from scratch. You give them their counters or whatever, and you say, all right, we have $4. Let me stop with this dollars in Jamaica because there's no such thing. All right, so you have 4 mangoes, and you need to share them equally for you and your friend. How much will each of you get? No, let them show 4 mangoes, whether they draw the circles or they have the counters and count out the 4. No, share it in 2. How do you share it in 2? 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. How much did each of you get? 2. There are different ways in order to. Vocabulary is key. If kids don't understand that share is the same as divide, words like into, stuff like that, if they don't understand those terms, when they take their exams, they can't do the math, because they're not going to know that a number increased by 15 means that they're adding 15 to the number. Kids have to know vocabulary. They have to know multiplication means product. They have to know times is the same as multiply, is the same as product. Subtraction is the same as take away, it's the same as giving something away. It's the same as decreasing. So my people at the ministry, you might not see this video, but those of you watching, share it out. Have the conversation, guys. Let's make the changes in Jamaica. Jamaica is beautiful, but we want Jamaica to be more than just sea, beaches, nice beaches, and sunlight. We want it to be more back in the days when children got their primary education and they were powerhouses. My elementary education, my primary school education, took me from Jamaica. No high school. My grandmother couldn't afford to send me to States. Passed my scholarship, come home, they said they need $600 for room and board. Granny said, me not have it. Am I going to cry and fight? No, she didn't have it, and that was it. But the education I got in my primary school days, Miss Elsa Smith, never forget you, my second grade teacher, always saw that woman so professional, so stoic, so just. Carried herself with such dignity and pride. Always thought about her, never forgot her. Second grade. But they gave me the foundation I needed. So when I left Jamaica without a high school education, my primary school education took me through a community college, a 4-year college, and took me through a graduate school. I have a master's degree, almost 2. But the point is, if the kids get a strong foundation, then when they get to high school, the struggles are less and children will adapt to giving back to the country in which they will learn to respect. So rise up, parents, do what you gotta do. Speak up, speak out. Your vote counts for something, you know. Stop giving away your vote for nothing. Speak up. Demand changes, because this is about your children and their future. Thanks to all of you guys for your support, for your encouragement, for your love. You know, Miss Bev love all of you back. And so please help me grow subscribers, but we also want viewers. We want viewers, guys. So please, you subscribe, but please ring the notification bell so you know when the videos come out. I know, and I always say, you cuss, you get a lot of views. You speak truth, nobody wants to hear it. You talk about God, nobody wants to hear it. But let's change that, guys. Let's change that. Give Miss Bev, not just love Miss Bev, but show your love by watching the videos and sharing them out. If it can be good, be careful, but walk good, do good, live good. And as Cole Smith always said, God is the greatest. Form that relationship with him and watch him just pave the way for you. Make it a great day by Joyce. Let me see this little gadget my son got me. So let's